to 100 Proof Official, guys. Today we're going to take a short break in our build process to show you guys a little bit about ABS, or actually how we deleted ABS. This is Nate's car. I'm going to let him explain a little bit more about his car and then why we decided to delete it.
All right, well, this is my 96 Integra. We were going through and refreshing the bay and putting a new motor in and decided to remove ABS in the process. It's just really ugly with the big box right here, right up front behind the headlight with all the ugly lines going against the firewall. So naturally with a cleaner bay, it had to go. We had to get it out of there. So that's where we're at.
So the first step to doing this delete is obviously the removal. And as you can see, we've already removed the box. It would sit right here along with the ABS fuse box. And then of course there's some associated sensors that run through the shock tower and into the wheel. They have been removed, as well as all the brake lines on the firewall here. The only lines that we left are the two lines right here going to the rear. So we talked about wiring, and in addition to removing the sensors that go into the wheel wells for the ABS, we're actually taking it a step farther. We're cleaning up this harness a little bit. So we've decided to completely clip off those plugs that we're not gonna use anymore. We're gonna heat shrink the ends, and then we're just gonna tape them back into the harness once this thing gets re-loomed. So let's take a second to talk about the parts that you're gonna need if you want to delete ABS on your car. It's always nice if you can pick up a master cylinder from a car that did not have ABS. But a very critical piece, a piece that you've gotta have, is a proportion valve like the one Nate's got here.
All right, so anytime you want to delete ABS out of your vehicle, you're going to want to pick up an ABS prop valve. This is a 40/40 prop valve out of a non-ABS Integra that we had picked up. Now, it would not work with the factory mounting bracket for the ABS prop valve. So we actually went in and made a bracket so we can mount this to the firewall.
Go ahead. So as far as our prop valve goes, we're gonna use this custom bracket we made. And we actually don't want to mount it up here. We want to go a little bit lower on the firewall, about where these studs are here that used to hold some plastic clips. So we're actually going to get rid of these studs. We're going to drill some holes in the firewall, and we're going to mount it up here. And we're going to take these existing rear brake lines, rebend them, reflare them, and we're going to run them right into our new prop valve. All right guys, so we've got the master cylinder bolted up. We've got the prop valve just mounted up in place. We've got one bolt there on the bottom. And then we've started running our hard lines. Now, there are tons of soft line kits you can do, braided line, all that really nice stuff. But honestly, if you've got some hard line laying around, this is a really, not a tough project to do. It's actually kind of fun once you start getting into it. But the last couple things we've got to do is cut these guys off and mount these two rear brake lines up here in the bottom of the prop valve there. So let's get started.
right, guys, so if you've been following this build, you know that we went ahead and deleted the ABS. We've been driving the car for a little while. It handles great, brakes great. I absolutely love the way it cleared up the engine bay, got rid of all them ugly hard lines for the brakes. But there is definitely a few key factors that we want to go in detail with you real quick, because the ABS delete is not something to take lightly. It is very serious. So again, it is very important to pay close attention to these details.
Yeah, so I mean, we had a blast with this project, and doing the hard lines and stuff, that's fun too, especially if you got the time to do it. But it is very serious when you're talking about your brake line and your brake system. You do not want any failures or any leaks. So every fitting that you make, every flare you make, you want to double check and triple check. Drive the car, take it really easy, take it around the block a time or two. Don't just go, on a beach trip or on a, jump on the interstate and not check that out, because it's very important that you've got a leak-free system, that you bleed the brakes really well, and if you're not up to the task, you can bend your own hard lines and take it to a brake shop, let them flare it for you, or there's plenty of soft line kits out there. So you've got some options if you're not up to flaring everything, but if you are, again, just be careful, take your time, and it is a fun project, but you just got to make sure everything's functioning as it should be.
Absolutely. And obviously, if anybody's got any questions about ABS delete, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to answer any questions you may have. Also, if you love this build as much as we have, please like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you guys on the next project.